back with No Frills Hi-Fi. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Fosi Audio ZD3. This is a fully balanced DAC. I'll get into what balanced means in just a minute if you're not familiar. But first, DAC. That means digital to analog converter. So what that is basically if you're using like Spotify or Tidal or Apple Music, something like that, you can stream to it and it's going to convert that digital signal to analog. That is going to make this sound more realistic, maybe a little bit more detailed. It's just going to be a better all-around sound. And it's one of those things I never really believed until I heard it, and it really does make a big difference. But let's take a look at what's in the box. We've got the instructions here. Let's just start at the end. Got a bunch of cables. So this is the power supply. We've got a trigger cable. It's a mini stereo plug. I'll get into the trigger in a minute. And then we've got a USB cable. It doesn't have USB-C, unfortunately. It does have USB-B to A. And then we've got a little remote right here. And it uses two AAA batteries, so you can be ready for it with those, because I know there's nothing worse than getting your new toy out and realizing you don't have the right batteries. But it looks like a pretty fully functional remote, which is super cool. And let's go ahead and get this unit pulled out. Take a look. Oh, there it is. So there's also an antenna. So the reason for the antenna is you can stream wirelessly to this. It does have some inputs, but not to connect to like a phone necessarily. So that you would connect through through Bluetooth. And I'll show you how to do that later. I'll do a review where I actually listen to it, show you how to hook it up. We'll do all that. Just not in this video, but I will say right away, I love Fosi's new format they're using. They're just making things a little bit higher quality, and I've never had an issue really with their stuff. I think it sounds good. It's definitely priced right, but the casing on this is a lot heavier duty. It's a heavier product. The fit and finish is just a lot nicer than I guess some of their stuff has been in the past. And again, I'm not disparaging it. I've never had a problem with them, but they're definitely stepping up their game with these. Got the orange knob on the front, push to turn on and off, and then you've got your little LCD display right there. On the back, we've got the antenna port right there and the power supply. I'm going to go ahead and put this antenna on. So that just screws on and ends up. Then you've got your optical input, USB input, and HDMI ARC in. And then you've got coax in, and you've got RCA out, and you've got your little trigger in and out. So that would connect from this to another unit, or from another unit to this, depending on whether it's out or in. But what that does is basically it allows you to control all your devices that have a trigger with one device. So I can connect this to an amplifier that has a trigger in. I can use my remote and turn them both on at the same time, control them however I want to, which is kind of cool. The coolest thing about this, though, is it does have XLR output. XLR, if you're not familiar, is a fully balanced connection. This is a fully balanced amp. Fully balanced DAC. It does have a built-in preamp, of course, so it does put out a little power. I'll get into that in just a minute. But the XLR is really nice because it has better channel separation. It just is a better sounding connection than RCA. I use RCA on everything right now. I'm trying to get more XLR connections, so it's really cool that this has that. But you can use either one. Don't feel like, XLR isn't as good, so I don't want to use it. If you're just starting out or everything else is RCA, which it probably is if you have other stuff, nothing wrong with that at all. That's not what I'm saying. But if you have the option to use XLR, always use XLR. As far as the power I was just talking about, it does have a little built-in preamp to it. It's not going to be enough to run to speakers, but basically just enough so whatever preamp or AVR or home entertainment center kind of thing that you have this connected to can pick it up. It can read the signal. But there is a switch on the bottom which is off by default. It's a bypass switch. It's either off or bypass. So what that is, if you don't need that preamp built into this, you can turn that off and it will have a lower signal going out. If you don't know what that is or don't know if you need it, you probably just keep it off and it's going to be fine. You'll probably know if that's something that you need. This is, just in case I didn't say it earlier because I've already forgotten, it is $179.99 on their website. I'll put a link in the description. Another thing that's super cool though about the ZD3 is it matches the ZA3 amp, which I happen to have right here, purely coincidental. It's pretty much the same case. This does have the venting on the side. I know it doesn't need it. It would be kind of cool if the DAC had that just so that it had a little bit more accent, matched a little bit better. But these are made to go together. I wouldn't necessarily stack them unless I had them in a rack and it separated them a little bit, although they'd probably be fine. But they are designed to work together. And as you can see, I'm going to mess this up, the ZA3 does have the XLR input like the ZD3 has the XLR output. So they are definitely made to go together. Or you could connect them with RCA if you don't have those cables. If I was going to get something with XLR, I would definitely get the cables though. It is worth it. This amp can be used in mono or stereo, so you can get two of them and separate the channels out even further, get a little bit more power. But this review is not about the ZA3. Did I already scratch that? Oh, no, rubs right out. Okay. I haven't done the review on that one yet. I've only done the unboxing, so I don't want to mess it up too bad before I get it out there. But yeah, it's honestly, I'm really impressed with the new finishes on these, the new form factor. Check them out for sure, and don't forget to check out my video where I actually show you how to connect it and what it sounds like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.